Hello, welcome back to our channel Qubit Educational Services. In this video we are going to solve trigonometry questions, not the 12th standard trigonometry but 11th standard trigonometry MCQs which were asked in the MHT CET. Okay, let's start with our first question. If theta is the angle 710 pi by 3 must be in radians, then tan theta minus cot theta is, and we have four options. Okay, now this question is based on the periodicity of trigonometric functions and what you learn in the chapter angle and its measurement. Okay, coterminal angles. Coterminal angles are those which differ or whose magnitudes differ by integral multiples of 2 pi. Okay, where n is any integer. So we would now like to reduce our angle to an angle which is coterminal with that, but which is in the range 0 to 360 or 0 to 2 pi. Okay, 17 pi by 3, write it as 18 pi by 3 minus pi by 3. But 18 pi by 3 is 6 pi, which is an integral multiple of 2 pi. Okay, so 17 pi by 3 is coterminal with negative pi by 3. Okay, so tan of theta will be tan of negative pi by 3, but tan of minus theta is minus tan theta, right? So that will be minus tan 60 or tan pi by 3, which is root 3. Allied angles. Okay, and then obviously cot theta will be the reciprocal of tan, so minus 1 upon root 3. Now go to the expression whose value is being asked. Tan theta minus cot theta, substitute the values. Minus root 3 minus 1 upon root 3 or minus root 3 plus 1 upon root 3, simplify. Minus 3 plus 1, so minus 2. Denominator is root 3. Okay, so that is option A. Very simple question, but you should know allied angles as well as coterminal angles, and of course you should know what tan of 60 degrees is, or pi by 3 radians. Otherwise a very simple question. Next, question 2. Now see, you can solve this question in two ways. If you open any textbook and look for the value of sine 18, they'll follow a very long procedure, okay, involving the triple and the double angle formulas. Okay, but what I have done is, because 18 is 90 upon 5, or 90 is 5 times 18, but what I have done is I have just eliminated the options. Okay, now fortunately all these options contain 4, root 5 and 1, correct? So you need to know the properties of the sine function, that's it. Okay, well, first, sine theta is positive in the first quadrant. Well, you know that. Okay, and it is an increasing function because its derivative is also positive. Okay, it increases from 0 to 1. That means sine 0 is 0 and sine 90 is 1, right? So as theta increases from 0 degrees to 90 degrees, sine theta increases from 0 to 1, which means greater the angle, greater will be its sine. Okay, so what does it mean? It means sine of 18 degrees is going to be less than sine of 30 degrees. Okay, so sine of 18 will be less than 1 upon 2. Correct? Whatever that is, it is going to be less than 1 by 2. And definitely less than 1. Okay, now what I have done is I have eliminated or tried to eliminate the options. Okay, first thing is root 5 is less than 3. Okay, because 5 is less than 9, so root 5 will be less than 3. Okay, now if you add 1 on both the sides, then root 5 plus 1 will be less than 4. Yes, so if root 5 plus 1 is less than 4, okay, then 4 upon root 5 plus 1 will be greater than 1. Very clear. If you divide a positive number by another positive number which is smaller than that, then the result must be greater than 1. And what is 4 upon root 5 plus 1? It is option D. But we are finding sine of the angle 18, acute angle. Well, no matter what your angle is, it has to be less than or equal to 1. So D is ruled out because D itself is greater than 1. Okay. Now what about C? Okay. Now root 5 minus 1 is even lesser than root 5 plus 1. So you are dividing 4 by a smaller number or by a number which is smaller than root 5 plus 1. So this will also be greater than 1. Not right. So now it boils down to either option A or option B. Okay. Yes. Now this is where we will make use of the fact that sine 18 is less than 1 by 2. Correct? Observe options A and B. Okay, in A we have root 5 minus 1 upon 4, and in option B we have root 5 plus 1 upon 4. Clearly the larger among the two, between the two, is root 5 plus 1 upon 4, this one, B. Okay. Now root 5 is greater than 2 because 5 is greater than 4. Okay, so if you add root 5 on both the sides, oh sorry, not root 5, if you add 1 on both the sides, then you will get root 5 plus 1 greater than 3. Yes. Now divide both sides by 4. You will get root 5 plus 1 upon 4 greater than 3 by 4. But is 3 by 4 greater than 1 by 2? Of course, 3 by 4 is 0.75 and 1 by 2 is 0.5 or 2 by 4. So, and this is option B, right? Mind you, this is option B, root 5 plus 1 upon 4. So we have got two options, C and D, which were greater than 1 or which are greater than 1, and we have got option B which is greater than 1 by 2. But as we pointed out earlier, sine 18 is less than sine 30, so it must be less than half. So clearly option A. Okay, so this will save your time. Okay, these properties of the sine functions and the inequalities that we have used here, this will save your time, and it will also not require you to remember many formulas, sine 3 theta, sine 2 theta and all other stuff. Now what many students would prefer to do is they'll mug up the values of sine 18, cos 18. But whenever you mug up, there is always a good chance that you will get confused. Oh, is it root 5 plus 1 upon 4 or is it root 5 minus 1 upon 4? Okay, so try to come up with such innovative ways to solve the MCQs like we have done here. Okay, sine 18 and sine 18 is going to be equal to cos 72 as well through allied angles, right? And if once you know sine 18, you can easily find cos 18 and tan 18 and other related values. Okay, so that is question 2. Question 3, yes, question 3 is also based on trigonometric functions in general, but I should say it is based more on periodic functions. Okay, which of the following functions has period 2? Now we are aware of functions whose periods are 2 pi like sine, cos, and pi like tan and cot. Okay, and the the fractional part function has fundamental period 1. Okay, just to remind you. Okay, so which of the following functions has period 2? And we have everywhere cosine functions. Okay, the arguments are different: 2 pi x, pi x, pi x by 2 and pi x by 3. Okay, now I can prove this, but I'll just state the theorem. Okay, if f of x is periodic with period t, now I should just make a change. I should say fundamental period or the smallest period. And even when they say function has period 2, they mean the fundamental period. Okay, then f of ax, that means if you are multiplying x by a, okay, any positive number, then the new function is also periodic, but its period is not t into a, mind you, it is t upon a. You can check it for yourself. You can try the example of sin x and sin 2x and see what happens. Okay, so if you think that the period of sin 2x is 4 pi, then you are wrong. Okay, it's not 4 pi, it is pi. Okay, half of 2 pi. So it is, if you are multiplying x by a, then the period becomes t upon a, where t is the original period. Okay, now do you know the period of cos x, the fundamental period? Yes, 2 pi. Now everywhere you have multiples of x, 2 pi x, pi by 2x, and pi by 3x. So we have got 4 different values of a: 2 pi, pi by 2, and pi by 3. So you can just use the formula and see which one of these 4 functions gives you the period 2. Okay, it is option B. Here a is pi, so t upon a will be 2 pi by pi or 2. Okay, option B. And if the question had been period 1, then option A. Period 4, option C. Period 6, then option D. Okay, so you may even expect such a question in this year's CET. Right? Question 3. Let's go to 4. Now this is based on allied angles. Very simple question. We have got tan of 7 pi by 6 plus tan of 9 pi by 4 plus tan of 10 pi by 3 equal to, okay, 2 plus 1 by root 3, 1 plus 4 by root 3, 1 minus 4 by root 3, and 2 minus 1 upon root 3. Okay, you observe that 7 pi by 6 lies in the third quadrant. So you may write it as tan of pi plus pi by 6. Use allied angles formula. Tan of pi plus theta is tan theta because tan is positive in the third quadrant, right? Tan pi by 6, so you have got 1 upon root 3 there. Okay. Tan 9 pi by 4. Okay, now 9 pi by 4 is in the first quadrant because it is coterminal with pi by 4. And tan of 2 pi plus theta is tan theta. So this will be 1 because tan 45 is 1. Yes. Last one, tan of 10 pi by 3. Okay. You may write it as tan of 3 pi plus pi by 3. Okay, and if you write 3 pi as 2 pi plus pi, then tan of 3 pi plus pi by 3 becomes coterminal with tan of pi plus pi by 3. Okay, this factor can be ignored, 2 pi. And then again use the formula that you used to find tan of 7 pi by 6. Okay, tan pi by 3 or tan of pi plus theta is tan theta. But what is tan pi by 3? Root 3. Just add them, 1 by root 3, 1 and root 3. Okay, what will you get? Observe that all options have either 1 or 2. Okay, so it makes sense to take the LCM of this or the denominator of that and the denominator of this. Okay, so how much is it going to be? 1 upon root 3 plus root 3, 1 plus 3 upon root 3. Yes, so 4 upon root 3 plus 1. Yes, that is option B. Right, a question purely based on allied angles. And of course, the 3 angles that you study in school, 30, 45 and 60. Pi by 6, that's 30 first, then pi by 4, 45, pi by 3, 60. Okay, that was fourth. Let's now go to fifth. Yes. Now fifth is based on the factorization formulas or sum to product to sum formulas, cos C plus cos D, those formulas. Okay, let's read it. We've got cos of 36 minus a into cos of 36 plus a plus cos of 54 plus a into cos of 54 minus a. Okay, so please note that here we have got two angles which are complementary, that is their addition is 90, 36 and 54. Okay, so what I have done is I have used product to sum formulas. Okay, so if you have 2 cos A cos B, okay, then it is cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B. Okay, now we need to use this formula 2 times because even in the second case we have got cos of one angle into cos of the other angle. Okay, so here we need to add the angles, so we will get cos of 72. Here we need to subtract the second angle from the first. Now it really does not matter because cos of minus theta is cos theta. Okay, so here we have got cos of minus 2a. Repeat the process there. 54 plus a plus 54 minus a, 108. 54 plus a minus 54 minus a, so that will be minus 54. Yeah, okay, I mean now it should have been 2a, right? Because here 54 plus a comes first. So but see, that doesn't matter because as I said earlier, cos of minus theta is cos theta. Okay, yes. So now we have got cos 72. Yes, cos of minus 2a is cos 2a, and here we already got cos 2a. So these two terms can be combined and you'll get this term. Okay, 2 cos 2a. And what is 108? Okay, can we write 108 as 180 minus 72? Yes, of course, because 72 is 36 into 2. 108 is 54 into 2, and 180 is 90 into 2, right? And what is cos of pi minus theta? Minus cos theta. So these two will get cancelled. Allied angles, cos of minus 72, minus cos of 72 and cos 72, and 2 goes, so you will get cos of 2a, and that is option C. Okay, so a question based on product to sum to product formulas and allied angles, right? That was fifth. Let's go to the next one. Yes, the value of root 3 into sine 75 minus cos 75 is. Okay, now whenever you encounter these expressions root 3 and 1, please remember divide and multiply by 2. Okay, yes, so then I mean that will allow you to write the entire thing as a trigonometric function of a single angle. Okay, so here I have done that. I have multiplied by 2, so I have got root 3 by 2 inside and 1 upon 2 inside. Okay, root 3 by 2 is cos 30. You may write it as sine 60. Okay, and 1 upon 2 is sine 30. You may write it as cos 60. So I have chosen 30. Okay, now see, this is like sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. So that is sine of a minus b. How much is that? Sine of 75 minus 30 is sine 45, which is 1 by root 2. But don't forget this 2 outside. This 2 which is there outside. Okay, so 2 upon root 2 is root 2. See, now to confuse you or to trick you, they have also given 1 upon root 2, but that's not right. Don't forget this 2. Okay, so although the value of the expression inside the box bracket is 1 by root 2, you have 2 as its multiple. Okay, so 2 by root 2 will be root 2, option B. Okay, next. Yeah, I mean now this is also a question which you can solve if you know the trick. Okay, otherwise you can try all your methods in the book. Okay, see, I'm not saying that you cannot solve this problem otherwise, but it will take you hardly 5 to 10 seconds if you use the trick that I'm telling you. Okay, if theta belongs to real numbers, then sine raised to 6 theta plus cos raised to 6 theta plus 3 sine squared theta cos squared theta is 3182. Now observe carefully, options are independent of theta. What does it mean? It means that you take any real number theta and put it here, you are going to get the value of the expression. Okay, so put theta equal to 0 and see what you get. Sine raised to 6 theta 0, cos theta 1, so 1 raised to 6 1, and because you have sine theta here, this entire expression will be 0. So what did you get? 1, option B. Okay, done. Now see, if this question comes as a theory question, then that is going to take some time. Okay, you may be required to use a cube plus b cube formula. Who knows? I mean, I know, but I'm not telling you. Okay, yes, so that is a trick based question. So I guess, okay, we have two more. Next, again simple. If 1 plus tan x is root 2, then 1 minus cot x is 1 upon root 2 minus root 2 minus 1 upon root 2 and root 2. Okay? Simple. You know tan, get cot and put it there. 1 plus tan x is root 2, tan x root 2 minus 1. Cot x will be reciprocal of that. Yes, but you want 1 minus cot x. So subtract this from 1. That is 1 minus 1 upon root 2 minus 1. Okay, take LCM. That will be root 2 minus 1 minus 1 upon root 2 minus 1. That will be, now add these two. So root 2 minus 2 upon root 2 minus 1. Take minus root 2 common. You will get 1 minus, I have taken minus root 2 common, right? So it will be minus 1 plus root 2. Okay, these two things will go. You will eventually get minus root 2b. Now I would say this is not even 11th standard MCQ. This is 10th standard MCQ, isn't it? I mean, in the 10th standard trigonometry, you indeed, I should say in 10th standard, we are first introduced to trigonometry. Okay, so there you learn cot is 1 upon tan and all those formulas. So this should have been there in the 10th standard textbook, right? Very simple question. Next. Yeah, that's the last one. If sec theta plus tan theta is 4, then sin theta is equal to 8 upon 15, 7 upon 8, 15 upon 17, 7 upon 15. Okay. First, you start with the expression that's given to you and its value 4. Okay. Now try to bring in sine. Okay. So sec is 1 upon cos, tan is sine upon cos. Okay. So we have got 1 plus sine theta upon cos theta is 4. Now don't use half angle formulas. Okay. It's not necessary. Right? So some people say, okay, cos theta is cos squared theta by 2 minus sin squared theta by 2, and 1 plus sin theta is cos theta by 2 plus sin theta by 2 bracket squared. But that's not required. Okay, they are not asking you to find sin theta by 2. They're asking you to find sin theta. Okay, so what I then did is I squared both the sides and I shifted cos theta to the RHS. Okay, so 1 plus sin theta bracket squared became 16 cos squared theta. Write cos squared as 1 minus sin squared. Okay, and then you will get a quadratic equation in sin theta. Okay, minus 16 sin squared theta, and this will give you 17 sin squared theta. So possibly option C, because only that option contains 17, and 17 is a prime number. Okay, so it's highly unlikely that it will get cancelled. Okay, 2 sin theta as it is. Shift 16 there, so 1 minus 16 is 15. Okay, solve the quadratic equation. Sin theta will be minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so minus 2 plus or minus root of 4 plus 4 into 17 into 15. Okay, yes. Now what I've done is I've taken 4 outside. 4 common and outside the root, so we'll get 2. And that 2 will get cancelled by this 2. So it will be minus 1 plus or minus root of 1 plus 17 into 15 upon 17. Now see, 17 is 16 plus 1 and 15 is 16 minus 1. So this is a squared minus b squared. But again you are going to add 1 to that. So it is 16 squared root, so 16. Okay. And because we don't have any negative options, we can safely ignore the negative square root. Okay. And there is also one more reason to ignore that, which I'll tell you later. Okay, so we'll consider the positive root, minus 1 plus 16 upon 17 or 15 upon 17. So that is option C. Okay, so our guess was correct. Now, can we consider sin theta to be minus 1? Even if it were in the options. See, let's say the options had been minus 1, 15 upon 17, both or none. So will you mark both of them? No, because look at sec theta plus tan theta. The addition of these two numbers is a finite number, or addition of these two ratios I should say. But if you consider sine theta to be -1, it implies that theta is 3 pi by 2. Okay, one of the values. But are sec 3 pi by 2 and tan 3 pi by 2 defined? No, they are not defined. Okay, so if these are not defined, how can their addition be 4? That's impossible. Okay, I remember a question in your 11th standard textbook. I think it is very similar to this, where they ask you to find theta and they print both these values. If you check the answers at the back, 3 pi by 2 and the correct one, but 3 pi by 2 is not the valid one, right? Because sec theta plus tan theta is not equal to 4 for 3 pi by 2, right? Yes, so that is option C and not -1. Okay, yeah, so I think we have solved all the MCQs from trigonometry 11th standard, covering everything: allied angles, product to sum, sum to product, then simplifications and trick based MCQs, checking for options, properties of sine and cos, in particular for sine 18 and for periodicity. Okay, yes, so I think I have touched all the topics from 11th standard trigonometry. Okay, again I thank you all for subscribing to my channel and encouraging me to upload more and more videos. If you have not yet subscribed to our free test series, wherein we are giving you 3 full-length tests absolutely free of cost, if you have not yet subscribed to our test series, please do that. The link to the test series is given in the description. Thank you and all the best for your CET.